Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day. Let's get into the charts, shall we? Alright, so as we've been seeing for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, we've been trading in this ascending channel like fashion on the daily here. We went a little bit above it, wicked above each time, but on the outskirts of this pitch fan, it's been getting that sell-off on this Coinbase chart. We're currently experiencing some weird price arrhythmia of some nature on the Binance chart here. Let's take a look. So it's frozen at 28.80 for some reason. Binance said that it was, what was it? They said initial analysis indicates matching engine encountered a bug on a trailing stop order, a weird one, recovering. estimated 30 to 120 minutes waiting for precise ETA. Deposits and withdrawals are paused as a standard operating procedure, whatever that means. So anyway, let's go into the heat map while we wait. What is the heat map? Well, it's when people believe their liquidity locked in the charts to get burned to a crisp by the market maker. So we can see where those points are getting crispy and burnt up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 minute time frame. So yesterday we showed 2 days ago we showed that these little bubbles down here were quite large, 418 million bubbles that they came and spiked down to get. And there was an imbalance in short liquidity, $10 billion that they came up to grab up here. And now they're having the same issue with some bubbles down below here. They still haven't come and got this guy at 27 even. So are they going to come get that guy? I don't know. But let's look up here first and see. There's this little bit of happiness up here that's getting stacked up. Where is the price currently? Here? Okay. It's wonky price action for sure. This is Run for Profit Friday, so they're running in whatever direction the profit is allowing them to. These previous bubbles here at 27.58 that were left open, they grabbed this spot guy, bounced off it, dropped down, grabbed all these guys, bounced off them. So it could come down to the stacked region from this immediate price action we're at right now, down at 27.02 from the looks of it. Let's go to a chart which is actually showing us accurate data. You are getting negative 6.5 billion in short liquidity imbalance located above. You got the 50x up here at 29. We are still pointing that out as a potential point of interest. Once they clear this region, could they go up to that? Let's go to the higher time frames to see where that coincides. How y'all doing today? Sending abundance vibes to y'all. Thank you, Wendy. I love you. Love you guys. Thank you for coming on in. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's go to the 7-day. We can skip the 12-hour. We can see that it was inducing more upside. So we're currently seeing more located induced above than below on the immediate time frame of the 7-day, getting that 29k inducement point. There is some stacked billions down below, but it looks like there's more located above as of the 7-day time frame. Let's go to the monthly. It's a pretty wonky looking price action, inverse Bart Simpson. So if we look here, we got 14 billion, 12 billion, 13 billion in the 29 to 29.2 region. That's been getting thicker since this point, inducing another 5 billion up there and caking up the entire region above. Down below we have single digits of 6.7 billion, but still getting thick in terms of it's a range of long liquidity that there isn't any gap there. The interesting thing I've been noticing is it used to be sparse above 30k, but now you're starting to see liquidity enter up above here now. So what has changed in our dialogue, let's say over the last 2 weeks or so, is this is starting to get filled up And I feel that it's a good 6 billion here and 7 billion there, but still it was put completely empty before. And so now you're starting to see this path paved beyond 30K, which was not there before. So let's go to the 3 month and take a look. So we were talking about how these lucky campers down here sub 19K are holding strong, and their liquidity is not budging in terms of, it's not getting much thicker, but it's not getting thinner either. So they're waiting for probably a offloading point for this to go down, if at all. They could think they have the exact bottom. This entire way down is not getting super thick just yet. Still have a little bit more on the upside in this immediate zone. Six-month time frame. We haven't gone to that in a while. With the limited time I had off to work, I was trying to look at VSTs for mic stuff so I could make the EQ a little bit better. I used to know all that stuff as a sound engineer guy. So we got 50. It was previously 39. So as of 2 days ago, it was 39 billion at 29.1. Now you're up to 51 billion. So they are 11 billion in that range by going sideways, essentially. So this is getting thicker on the 6-month time frame, which is interesting. If you go down below, you do have 28 billion down here at 26.4, but pretty sparse in between there and here, whereas we're seeing this get possible inducement to go up to that region. 29K looks like it could be a possibility once they pop that bubble of that guy I was talking about down here at 27 even. This region looks like it would be a juicy point to bounce off of. On the yearly time frame, if we look at the yearly time frame, they've been slowly eating all these long-term traders, and at 29.2 you have another 100 billion starting to cake up nicely, previously at 60 billion, so it's almost at 100 billion up in this region. And then you're slowly starting to see these gaps that used to have nothing, used to have zero here, now starting to get 13 and 31 and 17. So that's kind of interesting. Starting to see the way get paved to possibly going even higher to these older pools. Quite fascinating. So let's go to the 3 month. Alright, so let's go to the chart that's working right now. Let's go to a KuCoin chart. So we previously just saw a drop down out of this rise here from this region to this region. This retrace gave you a 618 bounce. You could have just set a limit order and seen some profits in that volatility there. Also recovered this vector on the hourly. Alright, so let's go ahead and tap into the source energy and try to get our indicators up and running. Alright, so we can come right back and turn it back on. Alright, we're ready to see it. So we are starting to see up here, we came down to the bottom of this in the Keltner channel, and you're starting to see this offloading of the positions, which on the cumulative time frame volume delta that started to fade out here, and now we're starting to see this buyback at this region. So if we can maintain this hourly cloud on the KuCoin chart, this could be a potential upside situation on the hourly. The hourly could come down some more, although it's already starting to come up and curve up on that reset there. So that could have been your nice entry point for upside. Let's go ahead and look at higher time frames before we come back to this. So the daily, we talked about the daily adaptive moving average, which we've been pushing below as we give back a little bit of the stochastic here, as the average of the Williams comes up to meet the Williams itself, similar to what we were talking about happened back in January. So all is good for more upside in that regard, even though you are getting overbought. And why is that? Well, you have the higher time frames of the 2-week and the weekly. We had gone over those in previous streams as well. The 2-week had that golden cross idea. This 2-week closes in 2 days with the weekly candle close. So this rising sun on the 2-week was what we had seen previous in March of 2019. So this kind of rising up, even though you're overbought, you could see that potential occur again. One thing that's slightly different, or though maybe not, kind of similar, you had the cloud here and then you broke above the cloud. So the same thing is occurring here. You're at that cloud resistance and it's still kind of thick. We previously went into the cloud on the 2-week, and yeah, it takes a lot to shift that cloud in your favor. As we see, everything is fractal in nature, so the same rules apply here on the 2-week. You wouldn't immediately go right above it. You'd fatigue out, start to see this curve, then you pierce up and you go. So you'd wait for this to curve, and then you kind of go up, kiss off it, and then you're gone from there. That's the 2-week time frame, so that's a long time from now. And let's go to the weekly. The weekly previously saw that occur, so we broke out, we came back, kissed the cloud, and we were gone. Right off the cloud, kissed thinning idea at the 618 of this impulse on the weekly time frame, from the bottom to the top of the impulse, the 618 bounce, boom. Now we're getting up to that daily / weekly adaptive moving average zone. Interesting. And that's what's holding us up right now. The weekly time frame could be double topping here, which is causing the daily to stay where it is. Let's look at the 3-day, 5-day, and 3-day. 5-day closes in 2 days with the weekly candle close as well, or the 2-week rather. Starting to see that push up on the 5-day. You have the 5-day and the 3-day crossover events, so that could be the thing pushing potentiality to the upside. You had the kiss on that cloud as well. Alright, let's see how the 22 fares us. '22 has reset in a bullish manner. What do I mean by that? Well, we talked about that before, where you go sideways and then give back some of the juice on the probability, which shows that you could be seeing that 22-hour play here. You are getting the alarm cross to notify you that that may not be the case, although you've seen 2 times where that banged up even though it was alarming to say. And if we go to the 12-hour, has reset in a bullish manner on the stochastic R side. The alarm is in effect still for that Williams in terms of it being at the end of its rope. If we go to the 6-hour, being ambiguous and meandering around, not making a defined idea, although you are holding the cloud in some manner. Hasn't started to thin so much since back here at least. Is it possible to lower the music a touch? Sure. Let's go into the music. Actually, I don't know how to do that live. Let me go in the stream deck here. We're doing this one, I believe. Yeah. It's at 15% though. Should be low. I'll mess with it after the stream. Alright, so the 4-hour. The 4-hour was previously seeing the bearish divergence play out here. You got some other bearish divergence which started to play out. So you're getting bearish divergence on top of bearish divergence, which is causing these waves to chill out here for a bit. And you're having a cross down event on the 4-hour time frame. This is being ambiguous in the same manner the 6-hour was being. If we look at the hourly, now we come back to that hourly. So the hourly was starting to play out, got sold off, and you're starting to see that potential to go down and knock out that guy again down here at 27 even. Looks like the stock market opened, so let's go take a look at how the S&P and the dollar are doing. Looks like they gapped to the downside, which is causing the Bitcoin correction here. So I would expect if you come down to this, let's, wait a minute, let me go back on that. So if you come down here and reset in a nice manner here, it looks like a lot of the things are resetting nicely on the hourly time frame for the S&P. If you go to the 4-hour, why is it not loading? The 4-hour cloud is starting to shift, but you just did break beneath it. This could be a wick recovery kind of bounce idea out of here. You have about 4 hours till this candle closes. We just previously had a 4-hour candle close. So unless you can hold above 3,931, then this bullish projection idea potentially becomes null and void unless you can maintain above this 236 zone. So we could be coming back to the adaptive here, which also happens to be the 618 region. So I would be looking for some sort of bounce out of here from that zone at 39.14. Let's go to a lower time frame, shall we? The 15-minute is getting reset at this point as well. So we're seeing that run for profit now down to the downside here on the S&P. Does it bounce at the 618 with the order block down here, or does it go into these regions here? This kind of played out, so we can just get rid of it. And you could say this entire thing is just like one big kind of rounded out thing, and then you're getting, you know, kind of falling wedge goodness, descending channel. Could see it come back down just ever so slightly below that too. Let's go to the 15-minute. Getting overbought but didn't really go anywhere, so you could get that reset. Let's look at the dollar. We had previous rockets. How are those rockets playing out exactly? We had the previous rockets bouncing off of the 786 region here on the dollar that are starting to meet with resistance here on the adaptive and weighted moving average. And the 15-minute has reset in a way, and the hourly is attempting to hourly is like triple topping. Four-hour is overbought as well. So we could see a chill out here and try to make a double bottom on the hourly and the 4-hour to come down slightly and find some sort of support to go up. Let's just go back to BTC. We'll come back and let that percolate a little bit. The Binance chart acting funky. So you're basically down like Binance. Binance is not playing the game right now. So the noteworthy thing is the stochastic was reset on the 12-hour and the 6-hour, even though, and the 4-hour has come down, and we have maintained this region of consolidation. So essentially the 4-hour has kind of gone up and down, but we've maintained below the 50 region here. One thing that is something to take heed of is the cloud has thinned on the 4-hour. It did this on Binance too before they froze this. It was starting to thin. So if you cannot maintain, once again, if you cannot maintain above 27,500, then these ideas of going to 29K and above become moot. Let's go ahead and try to think about this as what we did yesterday when we did the bearish projection. That got negated by the rise up, but we can see what that would be if we were to take this down and then back up again. At least for a shallow dipperoo. It looks like we already did that. Let me go to the chart that actually already moved. So if you had taken this impulse to the downside, then back to the upside here, yeah, it coincides with that 618 bounce region. So if you break out of the 618 down out of the 618 region, then you could come down to the bottoms here and even go down into this region. The risk reward ratio with the bullishness in which it came up here, I'm still waiting personally, but I think it's more likely that we come down to grab this guy down at 27K and then make our way back up to this 29K region. That's just what the liquidity suggests anyway, and the momentum as well, just based off of higher time frame getting reset. You're reaching the end of the road though, so a scalp idea is what you'd be looking to take. 27K would be somewhere below the 706 here. I can remove this now because it's getting a little bit cluttered, so I'll just leave that box there. It'd be somewhere in this region. Did you guys have anything you'd like me to take a look at? So we burst through that 618 region. If we reclaim these adaptive and weighted moving averages and take back this entire region, essentially though, you got your shoulder head, and you could make, or even this shoulder head and then another shoulder at some point. So the hourly and the 4 hours should chill out here for the dollar if it's going to continue higher. How does it chill out is the question. Does it go sideways or come down before going up? That is the question. Holding the weighted moving average here, and you were just getting a flash of a oversold on multiple time frames idea. It looked like it was mainly medium time frames, which we had just gone over, and that's what these diamonds alerts are signaling. If you go to momentummaster.info, we'll just go over, link in the description, we'll go over what that is here in the quick guide. So you have different things on Momentum Master Ultimate. You have these circles, diamonds, X's, nukes, and rockets, and these are signifying the multiple time frames oversold and overbought idea. So here you had 4, which was an alert sent to your phone telling you that 4 time frames are oversold. Now what are those time frames? Based off the diamond and the X, it was telling you a majority of medium time frames, and medium time frames being the 6, 12, 22, and so on. And we went over that earlier, these medium time frames being some of that plus a 15 or an hourly in there. So the 15 and the hourly gave you, plus those gave you that bounce idea. Does that happen all the time? No, but if you get that alert on your phone, you could get, you know, small little bounces here and there, and that's what a lot of the guys in the Discord kind of capitalize on with the crossover events here, and then close it out with a smooth percent here and a smooth percent there, and it notifies you to get out as well. So we saw that flash for a bit, but it didn't get locked in on the time frame just yet. We got a 5 now, 5 with the circle, which is telling us that the potentiality of other time frames here being the 5 minute and whatnot. So you'd get this alert to your phone, similar to what I just showed you, and this would be down here at momentummaster.info. You go to the stochastic array and you can read about it and see what that is, and the dynamic alert section would come to your phone as so, and you'd be getting these alerts as they appear, and you would just say, hey, I was waiting for something like that, and you could potentially have entered there. Now let's take a look at the 1 minute and see how this is working out. Is it rounding out nicely? We got the crossover event on the minute time frame, and let's see. Making that push. So yesterday when we saw that surge up, we had that 4 that played out too. So having kind of those alerts can be beneficial. Let's take a look at how the 2 minute works. And what are these little baselines with the DNA? They're showing their leading moving averages, that when they scoop beneath price in such a manner, this is what you like to see. They come beneath it and then the price rides up alongside it. And as long as you maintain the baselines, then you're good to go for that side of the trade. And conversely, if they cross down and then come above it, it kind of pushes you down and gives you the idea where to potentially think about the fatigue. There's a smooth $50 right there. How y'all doing? Good? Four-minute time frame. The 4 minute could be playing out here actually. Got the crossover And we call this the cascade effect. So you start on the 1 minute, and the 1 minute would cascade to the 2, which cascades to the 4, to the 3, to the 4, and you're getting that bullish divergence crystals here started to play out. The cloud is shifting in your favor. And ideally you'd come back and kiss it at some point, because everything is fractal in nature. So you would come back and then kiss and then go. If you were meant to continue, you would hold that cloud and it would remain thick. We just reclaimed the 200 on the 1 minute time frame. Nice. Booyah. Pretty interesting. So the 15 minute is thinning here on the purple cloud here, potentially speaking. Baselines beneath price on the candlestick here. You did get this crossover kind of failure on the 15, but that could be a double bottom liquidity grab idea. You're at the bottom of the Keltner channel, an ATR based Bollinger Band, which is more accurate than Bollinger Bands. You're holding the adaptive on the 15 here. If we go to the 15 minute down here, let me just refresh. Thank you for coming on in, ladies and gentlemen. So they could be coming up to this little bit of happiness up here right now at 28.4. This guy opened his short. Where did he open it? Let's find out exactly, precisely where did they open. I'm sure they did it in the red though. Right there. Oops. So he opened it about here, maybe 27.68. So they're currently in the red, and at 28.4 they are liquidated. So they could come get these guys that open their shorts right here based off of where we're at currently on this black line. Do we get that guy, then come back to get this 300 million down here at 27 even, and then go finish the job at 29K? I have no idea, but for the interim, it looks like they're coming possibly to these pools of 100 million up here and 200 million there. Let's go back to the S&P. We saw a bounce off the 618 region. It went a little bit deeper into the 6.3 zone. It's not loading, so let's go to a different time frame. So once again, we said the 236 needs to hold for some upside momentum to occur. So if you close this next hour, oops, this is on Heikin Ashi mode, that's why. Yeah, so we closed that previous hour there, and so if you maintain this region, then you could see more upside. This is a bullish trend-based fib extension level from this rise retrace idea. We had previously gone to the 1, got rejected, came down to the 236 region, and so we're possibly getting that refuel up to higher regions up here even, based off of the hourly, 4-hour, and possibly 6-hour reset and above. 6-hour came back, gave you a little bit. Cloud is thinning as we pointed out, so if it maintains above that 236 region and it's thin, then you could be seeing these rise up ideas. Resistance at 786 at 4,000 even. So I'll just put that projection out to that point only. The dollar, as we said, would chill out a little bit possibly and come off into this 0.5618 golden pocket trading region where people possibly accumulate to see more upside perhaps. That would be below the equilibrium point of this range. So it would, people, if they were accumulating, would like to accumulate it at a discount within this range. So it would make ideal sense for it to trade down and bounce and find an order block at the 618 for a continuation, which would give a rally for BTC and S&P. So that's about it. I think the 6-hour is chilling like a villain, doing nothing but meandering around. 4-hour is also ambiguous, but holding below 50. Hourly, the 15-minute is getting overbought now. The hourly could push the 15 or stave off its dump potential. Could double top here based off of the hourly, but stop at break even. All right. Well, I don't really have a clear entry for anything extreme, but I do think that the liquidity suggests that if we get down to the 27K region and bounce off this $303 million, you should see some bullish divergence spawned and a double bottom idea form, which would be a W formation to come up to the pools that are located above here at 29K. Let's just find the guy's exact value. This guy at 29.089. So, yeah. Are they going up to get this guy before they go down? Are they going up to him to go down to there and then up to there? Is it a up, down, up move? Could be. And that is... Let's go back to the Heikin Ashi and see how that was holding in terms of the scalp strategy of the crossover event. So it's been holding the baseline the entire time, and you're getting the volume increase here potential resistance or fade on the baseline idea if it cannot maintain within the next minute and 10 seconds. And this is how you would be able to use leading moving averages to monitor price action as it rises and fades so that you could scalp. It's a scalper's dream, as it puts it here nice and aptly. These are your first signs of reversal. This will ultimately be a scalper's dream, the baselines. Check it out at momentummaster.info. So we'll watch to see if that maintains the baseline and closes above it. And then if it does, then it'll probably continue a little bit higher and possibly cascade to another time frame. Thank you for coming on in, everyone. TGIF for sure. Ayo. Yep, it closed with a doji indecision, but it maintained the baseline so it could keep going. And you just monitor these crossover events, and they start forming from the 1 minute and cascade upwards in a nice manner. You get it from here, and you had the crossover event. Now this crossover could be cross down rather. This cross down event could be negated, and that's why we're seeing the stall, because it is the 1 minute. If it cascaded upward, the upward cross could negate the 1 minute cross, if you catch my drift. And you're seeing the 2 minute hold as it held here. And this is how you scout out the bottoms. And people have literally gotten funded using this method. The cloud is thinning. Can we maintain the cloud? We got 45 seconds for this candle to close, and then that gives you a sign. I saw the sign. So we'll just let this 5 minute candle close, and then we'll bid you adieu. Once again, the liquidity suggests getting this guy, and then possibly getting this guy, and then possibly getting these pools up here. So we go up to go down to go up. Fake out the most, induce, scare out some shorts, induce some longs, scare out the longs, and then go get the shorts. Boom. And then it closed that candle also as a doji. And then you'll start to see it surge up a little bit. And that holding that double bottom of the adaptive was your cue for a little baby scalp. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for coming on into live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share, an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.